This is Dumbed Down Life, number 94.
Outside of Hollywood, you came along for the ride to get out of your neighborhood. Told me to pull over and got out of the car. Looked into the distance, staring so fucking far. So why am I so lonely? So why am I so lonely? Your eyes are looking through me. Your eyes are looking through me. The white dove is flying. White dove is flying. 'Cause the black sheep is dying. Dying, dying. You'll define my future as I define my past. Yes, I know it's from them. You really have the best. You'll define my future as I define my past. Yes, I know it's from them. You really have the best. Surrender myself to thee. 'Cause back then I was different. No, I didn't think somehow I was only the black sheep, but this is over now. So why am I so lonely? So why am I so lonely? Your eyes are looking through me. Your eyes are looking through me. The white dove is flying. The white dove is flying. 'Cause the black sheep is dying. Dying, dying. You'll define my future as I define my past. Yes, I know it was fun then. You really have the best. 'Cause you'll define my future as I define my past. Yes, I know it was fun then. You really have the best.
So you and I, Darren, we're both fairly heavy users of Twitter, aren't we?
I wouldn't say fairly heavy, but regular perhaps.
Regular, yeah, it's probably more accurate. Well, I've often wondered the usage of and things that you can do with Twitter because, you know, a lot of it still is, I'm eating a bacon sandwich.
You are?
No, I'm not. But if I, you know, the tweeting thing is generally sort of stuff that you can live without, to be honest, can't you? Some of it's great, and some of the links that people post are brilliant. But overall, it's sort of not really that much use, is it? Well, somebody, one Twitter user, has come up with a pretty cool use for Twitter, and what he's doing is he's posting photos from outside of his office window and getting people to guess what they're looking at, which may not sound particularly that interesting until you realise that his his office window happens to be outside the International Space Station.
Yeah, that I'm not sure you could call that an office, really, but yeah.
It's astronaut Douglas Wheelock. He goes by the Twitter username of Astro Wheels, and basically what he is doing is he's taking pictures of the Earth and then uploading them to Twitter and say, "Guess where that is," which I just thought was absolutely brilliant thing to be doing.
So are they the normal sort of NASA huge quality pictures that you can zoom into forever and pretty much get all the details out of, or is he just taking his mobile phone with him and he's taking pictures out the window?
I think it's a mixture of both, actually. He is doing just sort of normal low-res photos, but then he does link to his own website, which is called lightsinthedark.com, which has some of the absolutely massive NASA-type photos that are sort of, the really huge high-res ones.
So let me get this straight. He's tweeting and updating his own website while at work.
Yeah.
I could get in trouble for that.
Yeah. But they've only recently installed internet connectivity to the space station.
I bet they have better connectivity than we do.
Yeah, probably.
They can see the satellite where the internet's coming from. And that was Tin Pan with a song called If the Sea Was Whiskey. Ah, if the sea was whiskey. Now, if the sea was whiskey, surely all the boats would sink, because wouldn't the specific density of whiskey be less than water?
Oh,
or is it?
Jesus, I don't know.
Sorry, just have these thoughts every now and again.
Ice doesn't float in whiskey, does it? It sinks to the bottom, or does it? Oh, I don't know.
Go get a glass.
We'll find out.
The thing is, it's got to be a big enough glass that the ice doesn't touch the sides and the bottom. Again, attempting to be topical here, Ireland
Yes.
having to be rescued as a country in general. Did you hear that it's being rescued by an entrepreneur in the US?
Yeah, I did see that actually.
Steve Jobs will be buying the small island off the coast of the Great Britain's west side, and for the price that he's paying for it, it'll have to be rebranded as Ireland. There's also talk in the news about do you know the film A Wonderful Life?
I know of it. I've never seen it.
It's a black and white film. It's a sort of feel-good kind of a film, and the premise behind it is there's a guy that's running a local bank, and there's a stock market crash, and basically everybody takes their money out, leaving the bank unable to do anything. And because this is like pre-big bank mergers and the like, this is just a little bank run by one guy, and it breaks him. So it's the story of how he then convinces them to sort of put money back in and be confident, and it sort of it simplifies the way that the economy works, or doesn't, as the case may be. And what's been suggested by some people is that this is what we should do today, as in go down to the bank and take out all your money so that we can ruin the banks. I mean, we've given them all of our tax money and we've bailed them out and all this, and it's clearly not working. What we need to do is take all of our money out of the system, stuff it under our mattresses.
Right.
And as with most of these brilliant ideas, there's a few small flaws in that. Certainly in the film, the idea is that the backers behind the bank see that everyone's taking their money out, and they also pull their money out of the bank, and it all collapses. Of course, in the 21st century, if all of the public were to go to the cash point and take out their maximum 250 quid each, all you're going to end up doing is emptying the cash machine.
Yes.
And if you go into the bank and say, I want all of my money, and they haven't got it, they'll simply say, sorry sir, we haven't got that right now. Come back again tomorrow, and it'll all adjust. And about the only thing that this would do would be to massively inconvenience the customer, and would have very, very little impact on the banks at all.
Plus, I have a vague suspicion that if every single person in the United Kingdom went down to their bank and withdrew their savings, there wouldn't actually be enough printed cash to go around.
This is part of the premise, is that they've got themselves into this situation where there's not enough money to give out, so let's teach them a lesson by withdrawing the money that belongs to us.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You're not going to get a big enough amount of people to actually follow this to make it work.
It's got to be an all or nothing thing, isn't it?
And as we've seen with the petrol attempts in the past, it typically ends up being the person on the street that gets the biggest impact from this. If we were to all go to the cash point and take out all the money we could, then it simply means that the cash point is empty. It doesn't really help that much. And despite that, with most people being in debt anyway, you go to the bank and take out what's remaining of your overdraft. Yeah, well, the bank's not like that, because you'll then be charged for taking it out.
They'll be charging you the interest, yeah.
Exactly. Another well thought out plan of rising against the man.
You're listening to Dumbed Down Life.
Well, that brings us to the end of another Dumbed Down Life. Don't forget to head over to the Dumbed Down Life website where you'll see links to the bands that we've been playing on these shows, and also the fact that we've now added a mobile link to each episode, so you should be able to download the shows straight onto your mobile device.
You can call the Dumbed Down Life crew on 07092 274 759.
You can follow us on Twitter. Our account name is Dumbed Down Life.
The email address is ddl.podshow@gmail.com. The website address is www.dumbeddownlife.com.